Hello, students. Today we are going to revise chapter number 1 of history, that is French Revolution. The topics in the chapter are, first of all, introduction, then causes of French Revolution, that is social cause, economic, political, then growing middle class, philosophers and their contribution in revolution, the outbreak of the revolution, then France becomes a constitutional monarchy, France abolishes monarchy and becomes a republic. The reign of terror, a directory rules France, women revolution, then the abolition of slavery, the revolution and everyday life, rise of Napoleon Bonaparte, then legacy of the French Revolution. To begin with, let's start with the introduction. French Revolution started in 1789. The series of events started by the middle class shaken the upper classes. The people revolted against the cruel regime of monarchy. This revolution put forward the ideas of liberty, fraternity, and equality. Liberty means freedom. Fraternity means to live together, like we say, na, brotherhood. And equality means everybody is equal in the eyes of law. The revolution actually began on 14th July 1789, and I hope you all remember which incident marks the beginning of the revolution. Yes, the storming of the fortress prison, the Bastille. The Bastille, the fortress prison, was hated by all. Why? Because it stood for the despotic power of the king. The fortress was demolished, यानी कि बर्बाद कर दिया गया था, डिस्ट्रक्ट कर दिया गया था. Causes of the French Revolution. First of all, we'll be discussing about the social cause. French society during the late 18th century. The term old regime is usually used to describe the society and institution of France before 1789. It is called old regime. Before 1789, what was the scene of the society in France? Actually, the society was divided into three estates. First estate covered clergy, that is, group of persons involved in church matters. Second estate, that covered nobility, persons who have high rank in the state administration. Third estate comprised of big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, peasants and artisans, landless laborers and servants. Only the member of the third estate had to pay taxes to the state. Whatever the taxes were to be paid, it was supposed to be paid only by the members of the third state. Direct tax called tele and also a number of indirect taxes which were charged on articles of everyday consumption like salt or tobacco. Students, just imagine if you have to pay taxes for even the little things that plays an important role in your daily life. For example, salt. How you will feel? Just imagine the people of third state were supposed to give direct tax and also indirect taxes for which was charged on everyday articles. A tax called tithe was also collected by the church from the peasant, and that was not the end. Not only the state, सिर्फ government को ही नहीं देना पड़ता था. The people from the church also collected tax called tithe. Clergy and nobility were 10% of the population, but possessed 60% of lands. Third estate was 90% of the population, but possessed 40% of the lands. Just imagine, clergy and nobility जो थी वो सिर्फ 10% of the total population, but उनके पास total जो land था, that was 60% of the total land in France. और third estate के जो लोग थे, that covered 90% of the population, but उनके पास है 40% of the land. Then come to economic cause, subsistence crisis. The population of France rose from about 23 million in 1715 to 28 million in 1789, hike of 5 million. This increased the demand for food grains. Obviously, When the population increases, the demand for food grain increases. However, production could not keep pace with the demand, which ultimately increased the prices of the food grain. अब डिमांड तो बढ़ रही थी, बट प्रोडक्शन जो थी उसका जो रेट था वो नहीं बढ़ रहा था. So what it led to? It led to the increase in prices of food grains. Most workers work as laborers in the workshops and they didn't see increase in their wages. See, the price for the food grains increased, but the wages of the workers, it didn't increase. Situation became worse whenever drought or hail reduced the harvest, और situation और भी खराब हो जाती जब भी कोई natural calamities occur होती. This led to the scarcity of food grains or subsistence crisis, which started occurring frequently during Old Region. Scarcity of food grains को कहते हैं subsistence crisis. Subsistence crisis होता क्या है? The crisis of the basic things. जब हमारी बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट जो होती है, जिन चीज़ों के बिना हमारा गुजारा नहीं होता, जब उनकी कमी हो जाती है, स्कार्सिटी हो जाती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, नोबडी कैन सर्वाइव विदाउट फूड ग्रेन्स, तो उसे कहते हैं सबसिस्टेंस क्राइसिस. नाउ कम टू पॉलिटिकल कॉज. Louis XVI came into the power in 1774 and found empty treasure. When Louis XVI became the emperor of France in 1774, he found the treasure to be empty. What were the reasons behind this? Long years of war had drained the financial resources of France. कई सालों तक जो वॉर हो रही थी, उन चक्रों में जब फ्रांस का financial resources थे वो ख़त्म हो गए. And apart from this, under Louis XVI, France helped the 13 American colonies to gain their independence from the common enemy, Britain, which added more than $1 billion levels to a debt that had already risen to more than 2 billion levels. Louis XVI helped 13 American colonies to fight against Britain, और obviously इसका खर्चा भी बहुत था. Then an extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles also cost a lot. अब the palace at Versailles, अब उसकी maintenance, that also cost a lot. To meet its regular expenses, such as the cost of maintaining an army, the court running government offices or universities, the state was forced to increase taxes. अब अपनी जो regular expenses को पूरा करने के लिए again the state was forced to increase taxes. Growing middle class. The 18th century witnessed the emergence of social groups termed as the middle class, who earned their wealth through overseas trade from manufacturing of goods and professions. This class was educated, believed that no group in society should be privileged by birth. अब थर्ड स्टेट में जो educated people थे, they emerged to be a strong group during this 18th century. They were termed as middle class. And they believed that किसी भी group में, किसी भी society के किसी भी group को किसी तरीके की कोई privileges नहीं मिलनी चाहिए because of birth. They were inspired by the ideas put forward by the various philosophers and became a matter of talk intensively for these classes in salons and coffee houses and spread among people through books and newspapers. The American Constitution and its guarantee of individual rights was an important example for political thinkers in France. अब उनकी जो सोच थी, उनकी जो विचार थे उनके, किनके? The educated people, जो कि अब मिडिल क्लास की तरह कंसिडर किए जाते थे, उनके बारे में डिस्कस होना एक कॉमन चीज़ हो गई थी, चाहे वो सैलून से चाहे कॉफ़ी हाउसेस में. और इस एंड ऑफ कोर्स थ्रू द बुक्स एंड न्यूज़पेपर उनके आइडियाज जो थे वो इट स्टार्टेड स्प्रेडिंग ऑल ओवर. Philosophers and their contribution in revolution. There were many philosophers who played an important role in the French Revolution. John Locke written a book named Two Treatises of Government, in which he criticized the doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. Then James Jacques Rousseau written a book named Social Contract, in which he proposed a form of government based on a social contract between people and their representatives. Students, philosophers क्या करते हैं? They publish their books or their ideas, they preach their ideas, and they make the people aware about the various rights. One more a philosopher was Montesquieu, written a book named The Spirit of Laws, in which he proposed a division of power within the government between the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary, the kind of government that we people have today in most of the democratic countries. Students, for 1 mark question, these points are very important. For example, who wrote the book Two Treaties of Government? Or what was the theme of the book? Right? Name the book written by Montesquieu. This kind of question may come in exam for 1 mark. So you have to be prepared with internal questions as well. The outbreak of the revolution. Louis XVI called an assembly of the State Journal to pass his proposal to increase taxes on 5th May 1789. We have already discussed that to meet the regular expenses, the state considered that they need to increase the taxes. And for that reason only, Louis XVI called an assembly of the State Journal to pass his proposal to increase taxes on 5th May 1789. See, the first and second estate sent 300 representatives each, who were seated in the rows facing each other on two sides. Just remember one thing, that the first state and the second state covered only 10% of the total population, and both the states, they sent 300 representatives each, and in that assembly they were provided proper seats, while the 600 members of the third state had to stand at the back. उनके लिए कोई बैठने की arrangement नहीं थी. The third state was represented by its more prosperous and educated members only, while peasants, artisans and women were denied entry to the assembly. और third state से भी वही लोग allowed थे जो कि थोड़े से rich थे, जो कि थोड़े से पढ़े लिखे थे, और peasants, artisans and women, they were not allowed to enter the assembly. Voting in the State Journal in the past had been conducted according to the principle that each state had one vote, and same practice to be continued this time. See, there was a rule that each state would be having one vote. चाहे वो 300 लोग हैं, चाहे वो 600 लोग जा रहे हैं, each state had they had the principle that each state had one vote, and they wanted the same way this time also. But members of the third estate demanded individual voting right, where each member would have one vote. But third state के जो representatives गए थे, they demanded कि this time instead of one state and one vote, each member should get the value of one vote. After rejection of this proposal by the king, members of the third estate walked out of the assembly in protest. But अगर ऐसा होता तो third state में they were having 600 representatives, and this would definitely hamper the decision. So it was not approved by the king. So the members of the third estate walked out of the assembly in protest. On 20th June, the representative of the third estate assembled in the hall of an indoor tennis court in the ground of Versailles, where they declared themselves a national assembly and voted to draft a constitution for France that would limit the powers of the monarch. So, after stepping out of the assembly on 20th June, the representatives of the third estate, they again assembled in the tennis court in the grounds of Versailles, and they declared themselves to be the National Assembly, and they vote. They took a pledge that they are going to draft a constitution for the France which is going to limit the powers of the monarch. Mirabeau, a noble, and Abbessiès, a priest, led the third estate, and the third estate was led by Mirabeau and Abbessiès. While the National Assembly was busy at Versailles drafting a constitution, the rest of France was in trouble. And what was the trouble? Severe winter destroyed the food crops, which resulted in increase in the prices. We have already discussed about subsistence crisis. Population increased, demand for food crops increased, but the production couldn't cover up the pace, so the price of the food grains hiked. And again, when they were busy, when the National Assembly was busy in drafting a constitution, severe winter destroyed the food crops. The bakers also hoarded supplies of bread for making greater profit. Hoarded का मतलब होता है right at that moment keep the things stocked and they will sell it off when they get a better price. After spending hours in long queues at the bakery, crowds of angry women stormed into the shops. At the same time, the king ordered troops to move into Paris. On 14th July, the agitated crowd stormed and destroyed the Bastille. In the countryside, rumors spread from village to village that the lords of the manor were on their way to destroy the ripe crops through their hired gangs. और उसके साथ साथ विलेजेस में there were rumors कि जो rich landlords थे they have sent the gangs they have hired gangs to destroy the ripe crops. Due to fear, peasants in several districts attacked the castles of nobles, looted, hoarded grain, and burned down documents containing records of manorial dues. तो इस डर के कारण peasants ने क्या किया, काफ़ी सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में what they did, they attacked the castles of nobles. Nobles के जो bungalows से घर थे उन पे अटैक किया, जितना भी वहाँ पे वो hoarded grain था उसको लूट लिया, and then they burned all the documents which were the proof that they have taken any sort of debt from the owners. Large numbers of nobles fled from their homes and many migrated to neighboring countries. As a result, बहुत सारे जो noble थे वो अपने घर छोड़ के चले गए. They migrated to the neighboring countries. Louis XVI finally recognized the National Assembly and accepted the Constitution. On 4th August 1789, France passed the law for abolishing the feudal system of obligation and taxes. Feudal system of obligation and taxes. Feudal system होता है जहाँ पे service के लिए they are not paid, they are given land. The members of clergy were also forced to give up their privileges. Clergy यानी कि जो church वाले, the first group, the first estate, they were also forced to give up their privileges जो उनको freedom मिली हुई थी कुछ. Tithes were abolished and lands owned by the church were confiscated. टीथे जो टैक्स था जो कि चर्च को दिया जाता था that was abolished and जितना भी लैंड चर्च के अंडर आता था वो भी confiscate किया गया. France becomes a constitutional monarchy. The National Assembly completed the draft of Constitution in 1791 यानी कि Constitution बन के तैयार हुआ 1791 में which main object was to limit the powers of the monarch. The powers were now separated and assigned to different institutions, the legislature, executive and judiciary, which made France a constitutional monarchy. Constitutional monarchy means king है but उसके पावर जो है वो limit हो गए. The Constitution of 1791 gave the power of making laws in the hands of National Assembly, which was indirectly elected. The National Assembly was elected by a group of electors, which were chosen by active citizens. अब active citizen कौन थे? Active citizens comprises of only men. Students, highlight this word. Only men. It means the women were not given the right to vote. Active citizens comprises of only men above 25 years of age. 25 years of age से ऊपर. And कौन? Who paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of laborer's wage. Men 25 years of age से ज़्यादा and they should pay taxes at least 3 days of a laborer's wage के बराबर. The remaining men and all women were classed as passive citizens who had no voting rights. France Constitution at that time. The Constitution began with a declaration of the rights of men and citizens. rights such as the right of life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law were given to each human being by birth and could not be taken away. These were the basic rights. It was a duty of the state to protect each citizen's natural rights. इन सबको natural rights भी कहते हैं, जैसे कि the right to life, freedom of speech, etc. Various political symbols. The broken chain. This is again important. This may come in the form of MCQs or true, false, or fill-ups or 1 mark. The broken chain, it stands for the act of becoming free. The bundle of rods or faces shows strength lies in unity. The eye with a triangle radiating light. The all-seeing eye stands for knowledge. Sceptre, symbol of royal power. Snake biting its tail to form a ring, symbol of eternity. Red Phrygian cap, cap worn by a slave upon becoming free. Blue, white, red, the national colors of France. The winged women, personification of the law. The law tablet, the law is the same for all and all are equal before it. Students, for the symbols, please see your book. It is given in your book. All the symbols and significations are given in the book itself. So, I hope section 1 and section 2 of the chapter is clear to you all.